welcome to another Mad Hatter Reviews. Happy Monday. Ugh. I hold in my hand the Kith exclusive Wolverine, courtesy of my buddy Joey Chalom, Joey Dreamer, as I like to call him. And he was able to get this to me, okay, for a small flipping price, okay, a quarter over what it costs. So Joey, you robbed me for a quarter. Joey's a great guy, a big supporter of the channel. Thank you, buddy. I this was the only one that I wanted in the whole kith of it all, and this is a pretty popular variant if you play Marvel vs. Capcom. And I thought, rather than just kind of like open it and just like, review, you can see what it is, you know what I mean? The only big difference is the kith that's on there, okay? They're branding the stuff from Kith, okay? That's kind of, I guess that's the deal they made, all right? And I've heard different stories in terms of like, Hasbro, Marvel Legends goes to Kith to make this deal. Kith goes to Marvel Legends. Obviously, it's something that has to be mutually beneficial, but I think this is a case of Marvel Legends sought out Kith, because Kith, as far as I know, sort of like a trendy brand, okay? And they have their own thing going, and they have their own audience, okay? And their audience, there's a lot of range, but tend to be like a younger audience. And whenever you have like big companies like Hasbro, they're always like looking for how do we get new customers, okay? New customers is always like a thing, right? Repeat customers are great. They keep the business going. They keep the money in the till. But you want new customers in order to expand, okay? And I believe, and I could be wrong, that this was like a move to like get a new customer base. And Marvel Legends, and their action figures, and maybe if they go to Kith, people that are not aware of action figures, they see the drop, they go in there and they say, oh, okay, well, what are they? Oh, action figures, that's kind of cool. They look kind of cool. Let me go ahead and try it. I love Kith, because that's what, I think really that's the only benefit in terms of like, in terms of who is this for, okay? The way I look at it, this is for, let's see, I think 3 people. Okay, the first one is people that are Marvel Legends collectors already, okay? And they see these variants and they go, oh, well, they're on Kith. I guess I got to go to Kith to get them, okay? That comprises me and probably everybody watching this video, all right? People that were action figure collectors already, and then they jump over and they say, what's this Kith business? And the hope is, on that side, that maybe we look at their apparel and we say, oh, they got interesting stuff there. I could show up at the arcade. I could show up at the concert. I could show up at the sushi bar wearing some Kith gear, and I'll be a badass, okay? Which, by the way, this this sweatshirt right here, if you show up, this is a pretty gaudy sweatshirt, okay? And it costs hundreds of dollars, I believe. If you show up to an arcade with that sweatshirt and you don't win, all right, you just hang your head, throw the sweatshirt in the garbage, and just leave, okay? If you show up and play Marvel vs. Capcom, if I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom and you show up and you put the coin in and you're like, let's go, bro, and you just lose and lose badly, you can't even wear that, okay? So you better have some confidence. You better have some MVC confidence if you want to fuck with this, okay? But yeah, they got a lot of interesting apparel. So that's like the first, it's like the first rung, the first category of people that buy this, okay? Action figure, and I think a lot of them do it in disgruntled, okay? I don't know anybody that was like, yay, I get to go to Kith, and most of us just didn't get it anyway, you know what I mean? It's like, and then I know a bunch of people that went to eBay, okay? And we'll talk about that in a second, but most of us, we see this, and we go, oh, I gotta do that to get this. Like, let's face it, a lot of us that wanted this, we probably just wanted it released through Marvel Legends, just a standard release or whatever. Um, we didn't want to have to go to kids. We don't want to be trendy. Do you know what I mean? Like action figure collectors, for the most part, we're kind of like, not to glorify us, but we're kind of like, I was gonna say we're salt of the earth. Maybe we're not that. For the most part, I don't think we're interested in trends. I don't think we're interested in like celebrities. I think we just want the stuff. Okay, and I see that a lot. Okay, let's we got a celebrity collaboration for this figure. Most of us don't give a shit. Most of us are just like, yeah, whatever. Just give me the plastic. Give me the plastic in my hand. I don't care about, oh, who you got. Oh, what although there was at one point where I was kind of softly trashing Joe Manganiello, and then people were like, no, no, this guy's legit. He's actually a fan. Okay, that's a little different. If they're actually action figure collectors, I think that's a little different. But when they just show up and they're like, hey, we got, who's the biggest celebrity I can think of? Alex Winter. Alex Winter. From Bill and Ted, and he's promoting. I don't know. Do we care? I don't think, for the most part. So that's, you got the first category. Second category is, I think, what Hasbro wants the most is people that are kith people that are not action figure people, to show up and to be like, oh, what are these things? Action figures? That's kind of cool. My dad liked those. Maybe I'll get some. And then they show up and, you create new business. I don't know if that happened a lot. I think for the most part, the kith people went in there, they maybe bought their apparel, they looked at this, they said, what is this action figure? People do this? And then they scrolled. Okay. I think that's what Hasbro wants. They want to get that business. But action figures are difficult. It's difficult to figure out where new business comes from. Okay, most action figure collectors are people that are just grew up with action figures, like old school, like me and a bunch of other people, and we grew up with it. And the figures we collect now are an extension of like our childhood, an extension of like, just like we were already in it. They already got us when they got us. That doesn't happen with a lot of younger people now. A lot of younger people don't grow up with action figures. They grow up, they don't do analog. You know what I mean? It's a lot of like video games, phones, and shit like that. Okay, but I think they're hoping to catch that. All right, and then the third category is flippers. All right, it's flippers. I'm sorry, Flipor and his crew. They're the reason why this is so hard to get. Okay, because apparel and shoes have. I mean, you think flipping is bad in action figures? Those are. I mean, there's some crazy shit that goes on. Okay, I've also been to some of these shoe sales, like in person, where you got to wait in line. It's nuts. Okay, it's not. You got raffles. All right, it's like the amount of tiers. If you're a shoe collector, it's so much worse. Okay, this is going for $80, $100 on the aftermarket. It's not that bad. You know what I mean? Seeing as how this is 60 to begin with, which this for $60. I mean, this is. I thought it would make a good video, so I was like, I wanted to talk about this, but I for $60, okay. But yes, a lot of these are just flippers. So I guess the premise of this video was like, are collaborations like this worth it? Okay, I mean, is the juice worth the squeeze? All right, and then you get like kind of stuff that so in the first category, the people that just want the figures, they don't want kith on here. They don't want this. Okay. I mean, this one is easier because it's an accessory, but like that Mega Man and the Ryu, you got kith all over. They don't want that. You want a Mega Man that has kith? Most people don't want that. Okay. Most action figure collectors don't want that. And that makes up the majority. Okay. So I do like the spirit of like, let's get new people in the action figure game, because that helps us all. But like, this kind of collaboration, I think, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Although I will say something, because this was such it was so hard to get these figures, and it was such like a bloodbath to get these figures. It does create hype. Okay, that is true. Like this kind of stuff does create. Oh God, what just happened? This kind of stuff does create hype. But I think there's only so many times you can do it. It's funny too. I think like, because Kith is written on the characters in the Jada toys, but they're not written on these Marvel, aka Disney characters. I think this is the kind of thing where Disney was like, F no, you're not gonna put Kith on Wolverine. You know what Wolverine is worth? You're not doing that. So I think that's maybe why this guy and the Captain America have the Kith on their accessories, because I think that's like a compromise. Like, we'll let you put it on the little adamantium slash. How's that, Kith? And then they made the deal. Here's the back of this, by the way. Kith. So I think I know collectors. I am a collector. For the most part, we don't like shit like this. Okay, but if it means expanding the brand, then it's worth it. Okay, and here's the rub though. Here's the thing that is kind of annoying is that I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, people that know, I think once a company buys this colorway, so meaning like Kith is like, okay, this is now our colorway, like we have this. I don't think you can release it again. So I don't know. I know there are people that are kind of holding out hope, like maybe they'll just release this yellow brown again. I don't think they can do that. Okay, I think it's kind of like that's their right. Now, you could probably like be a jerk about it and like make them kind of similar, but something is off. But I maybe that's not even being well, it's being a jerk to Kith, okay? But it's very helpful for the crowd. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys? I have a feeling I know the answer, but do you guys like these kind of like crossover with other entity things? Like it feels a little bit like a NECA move, like the Auto T, which if they released Turtles with Auto T on it, I think people would go nuts. Although it'd make for a fun review. Should I open this? Yeah, probably. All right, and there you go. This is still one of the best Wolverines. Okay, this Marvel vs. Capcom, and the other one is too. I mean the sculpt. Okay, so depending on which colorway you have, that's a whole different story. But this sculpt, this design, it's one of my favorite Wolverines, and yeah, and there you go. You got the Kith, Kith. So yeah, I don't know. Do we like this stuff? Do we like crossover stuff? I'm holding $60 in my hand. This is $60 in my hand. Although it's a very, very nice Wolverine. And this is the colorway that I use. This is why I was so desperate to get it. And it was either that or the Bay. Sometimes you got to go to the Bay. You know what I mean? We've all done it. All right, don't pretend you didn't go to eBay for something. All right. But yeah, I don't know. Do we like these kind of crossovers? Do they help the industry? Like if I take Flipboard and I go, what's a nice trendy brand? Home Depot. Okay, let's say Home Depot wants to make Flipboard, and oh, you know what would be cool? Don't put Home Depot on Flipboard, but if you came with a Home Depot apron, okay, because then you get the action figure collectors. And they go and they get the Home Depot Flipboard. But then you have Home Depot people. Imagine you're looking for lumber online and then you're like, wait, what the fuck? Flipboard? What is this? And then you buy it. I don't know. Okay, maybe we bring in the Home Depot crowd. Okay, or the Lowe's crowd. I don't know. What's trendy now? I have no idea. Chipotle Flipboard might be a thing. Okay, a Chipotle and I think people will be okay with that. Just emblazoned, just like Tide, or maybe that's the thing. I just get a bunch of sponsors, and it just looks like a race car driver, and he just has it's like Tide and Kohl's and Taco Bell, everything. Okay, maybe that's the future. Maybe the future is just crossing over with everything, just to keep things interesting. But anyway, Kith crossover Wolverine. I guess this is a review. No, it's not a review. It's a spotlight. Okay, but I love this, man. This is the guy. This is the one I always use. So I am happy to have this. At the end of the day, when I look at this, I'm gonna be happy because I'm gonna think of Berserker Barrage. So that's all. Wolverine, Kith, and yeah, I'm good with Kith. By the way, I don't need the other Captain America's cool. The Ryu's cool, but I'm not gonna go to the Bay for that. I got this guy. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about these sexy crossovers? That's it. See you later. Bye bye.